Just watch me do it. Just watch me do it.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be reviewing the latest release of Les Mills Core, which is 51. Now this came out on September 11th. So for you Les Mills On Demanders, I don't think it's on there yet, but hopefully it will be soon. If you come to class in person, you may have done this by now. Now as always, just remember this is my opinion, and if you have differing opinions, that's absolutely fine. Feel free to leave them down in the comments, and let's get into it.
We set the scene on fire. We got what we desire.
The first track we have is the warm-up 30-minute edition. Now this one's called Set the Scene. Music-wise, I would say it is very samey and quite repetitive. It's definitely not the worst song I've heard, but I do find it is very difficult to hear the changes in the music for the moved differences. Now for choreography, I would say it starts off quite slow, but that is quite good because you're sort of getting into it nice and steady. It does speed up in those 7 pulses. I do enjoy the alternating hip bridge. One thing I would say is there is lots and lots of cross crawls in this, probably the most I've ever done in a warm-up. Now with the plate combo, I would say it is a little bit confusing because you start off crunching up to the center, going to the front and the back. Now what makes it a bit confusing is that when you try to explain it, most of the participants can't actually see what you're doing because you're lying down on the ground and so are they. So I would say it is a bit hard to understand that, but other than that, it's a pretty decent warm-up. Now the next one is Core Strength 1, which is called Inferno. I do really enjoy this song. It is very powerful and strong, gets that energy going. Okay, for the moves, my one thing that I've heard from nearly every single person in the classes where I teach is they've nicknamed it the Demon Plank Track. Now I will give it does really work that core, so that's a positive. Only thing is with these tracks, when the plank lasts the whole track, most people cannot stay on their toes the whole round, which that is fine. A lot of people do have to drop down, but it just is sometimes a little bit too much. Sometimes a different move in there can really help the track. Now in between each of the high planks on your hands, they do bring you down to your elbows to a normal plank in between, and now they're usually down there for 8 or 16 counts, which is really not that long. When you go down, it's pretty much instantly that you have to come back up. So I'm not really a fan of that. Also, the zigzag plate slide is quite difficult to explain, only because when you're facing your participant straight on, as you're pushing the plate out, they can't really see that. But I mean, so long as they're moving and so long as they can feel it, don't think it really matters. But overall for this track, I'm not the biggest fan of it, just like most of my participants. I would kind of agree with them on that sense. Now up next, we've got Standing Strength 1. This one is called Fire On Up. Now I do very much enjoy this song. Keeps that energy high. It is a very happy, upbeat song. Now it is just like most other track 3s, very enjoyable, quite like this song. Choreography wise, I do really appreciate how the wood chop with halo combo starts out nice and slow. Gives you enough opportunity to explain it and for the class to understand it, so that's really good. Another thing is that triple pulse lunge with the band pull down. New combo, haven't seen it before, but I would say very, very good one, and overall, absolutely love this track. So up next is Standing Strength 2, which is called Deep Down. Now, I do really like this song as well. Very catchy. It helps to get you through that burn in this track. Also, I'm sure most people have heard it, even though this is a little bit of a remix. It is very easy to tell which song it is from. Now moves wise, there is 2 main moves in this, but they do change every now and then, and they really get the burn going in those glutes. So quite enjoy that. Thing is, you have to make it very, very clear with the 45-degree kickbacks, just because most participants generally think to kick directly straight back behind them. You have to be really clear to kick out on that angle because it does increase that burn. Now there is quite a lot of repetitions in this, but not to the point that it gets boring, so that's really good. Now a negative thing for this is because you have the band wrapped around your knees, I find for lots of people it is actually very difficult for them to get on and off the ground. A lot of people do have to take the band off to get back up. Now that just makes it less enjoyable for them because then they have to worry about getting it back on for the second round. Also, I would say it feels really, really long, like it feels like it's never ending, but overall, pretty good track to get those glutes going.
I just want our love to be equal.
Up next is Core Strength 2. This one is called Equal. Now, the music is a little bit slow and a bit relaxing. It's not the worst I've heard, but it's definitely not the best either. Okay, now moves wise, it uses a lot of control, this track. It does pretty much show 2 brand new moves that Core hasn't done either before or in extremely long. The modified get up is a really good move for all level options. I find both level 1s and in 2s really enjoy this move. Now, only one thing is with the mermaid, I find people tend to try to open up to the ceiling, which is what you really don't want them to do. So you have to be very, very clear to say, face the front, keep facing me, sort of thing. But this track is a very, very good oblique track. Quite enjoy it. Okay, the next one is the last track for the 30-minute core, which is Core Strength 3. It is called Feel My Love. Now this song is very, very empowering. I really enjoy the beats and the highs and the lows in the song. Overall, I very, very much enjoy this soundtrack. And choreography wise, I do really appreciate that the banded pointer is very, very simple for people to get into, because in the past there have been quite a few very quick changes that involve the band that people really struggle to understand. Nice and simple, just around the back of the leg and in the one hand. Now, a good thing about that is it does increase the difficulty with the pointer without adding the weight. It just adds some resistance. And another thing I always enjoy, anything while we're laying down on our bellies, like the lat pull downs to finish, always a good end to that work for the 30 minutes.
Yeah, I'm thankful. Scratch that, baby, I'm grateful. Gotta say it's really been a while.
Now we're onto the 45-minute version tracks. This one is Warm Up 45. And it's called Smile. Now it is a very nice upbeat song, really happy. It is a very good track to start with if you're doing that 45 minutes. It's also really good if you want to alternate that out for the 30-minute warm-up, because both of them are very good to start with. Now choreo wise, it has a very, very good range of movements. I would say the changes are not overly quick, which is pretty good to start. Doesn't allow the class to get too confused. Now I do enjoy that triple kick in the knee drop addition. It does help to really warm up those obliques. Also the lunges and rows at the end, I do really like those. I find they can be a little bit quick for some people, but that's okay. I would overall say a very good warm up.
I could have my Gucci on. I go wear my Louis Vuitton.
Now we've got the glute isolation track. This one is called Made You Look, which is that one from Meghan Trainor. Again, same as Body Attack 120. And same opinion, very, very annoying song personally. If you haven't heard it as much as me, you may enjoy it. Would say it is catchy, but overall I'm not a fan of it. Now choreo wise, this track is really good for the level 1ers who don't like to use the band. Very good for everyone. And I do really enjoy those clams added back in here. And also the clam combo with the 2 pulses at the top that just go exactly in time with the music is really fun to do. Overall, pretty simple track, but really effective for those glutes.
When you say you've had enough and you might just give it up. Oh, oh, I will never let you down.
Now next one is Standing Strength 3, which is the alternate 4-track 3 in the 30-minute. This one's called I Will Never Let You Down. I'm sure most people have heard this song. It is very, very good, really enjoyable, and really helps you to get through this track. Now my main downside to this is I really don't like how you have to show that combo before the music starts, only because it is too confusing for people to understand. Just because it's the push up, grab the plate, and down in the middle. Also, I don't like how there's an option with 1 or 2 hands. I prefer to either stick to showing 1 or showing 2 and everyone do the same, because it just leads to way too much confusion. Now I don't mind that squat jump addition into it, but they are pretty quick and I find some people struggle to keep up with them. Now positives, I do enjoy how there is no burpees in this, only because they've really done a lot of burpees in the last few releases in this track. And last thing, the timing and speed for the skater and lunge combo I find is really, really good for level 1 and level 2. just because it's not too quick for the people who are just reverse lunching, which keeps everyone all together in the same time. So overall, I do really enjoy the second half of this track. First half is a little bit iffy for me. Now last one is Stretch, which the song is called Trouble. And if you've done some of the older core releases, you may have heard this before. It is the same song as track 3 in release 35, which is the one I'm actually doing right now. Won't get much into it. Its choreography is really good. Do enjoy the song as well. So overall, great end. Now my opinions on the full release, I would say music-wise, it is very, very good. Other than that one that I really dislike, won't get into that. Moves-wise, pretty good release. Is a few little confusing bits in there, but generally it is doable for most people. Now for your Les Mills on Demanders, I would say this masterclass is fairly easy to follow, pretty easy to understand the moves, so that's really good. Now if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. If you enjoyed what you saw, feel free to watch my latest video here. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Bye bye!